Marc Broom, huge thanks for joining us here today. We're up at Finchley. It's a massive day for the club. We get to finally announce our first ever Tier 2 side for the women. How pleased are you that this day's come about, and how proud are you that you're at the helm for it?
Massively proud that I'm, have the opportunity to kind of lead these girls now through their first season. It's been a brilliant winter programme. It's been quite condensed, to be honest, because obviously I didn't come in until the start of the year. But the way the girls have embraced the new approach that we've asked them to embrace has been phenomenal. There's no question that at certain times we've taken them out of their comfort zones, but they've responded in the way we wanted them to respond. I think it would have been quite easy to shy away a little bit and go, well, this is quite new, I'm not sure about this, is this going to work? They haven't actually questioned anything. They've gone, right, this is the new way, brilliant, this is the guidance, this is what Middlesex want us to do. So it's been a fantastic start to what is an ongoing process. It is just a start, but if you're going to get somewhere, you've got to start well, and everyone's started well so far.
And we've announced that Saskia Hawley will lead the group this coming year. Saskia, obviously very experienced. Was she the natural choice as captain?
Yeah, to be fair to Saskia, there isn't anybody else, I think, that could have led the side in the style of cricket that we want them to play. Because like I say, it is a bit of a change for a lot of them in the style of cricket we want to play. And what Saskia has is the experience in that style of cricket, because she's been around, she's not old by any means, but she's been around for a long time. She's been involved in Sunrisers cricket and regional cricket. She's been involved in cricket out in Australia to a real high level. But she has a natural leadership skill. She has the respect of her peers around her. And she has a way about her that, because I spoke to a couple of other players before kind of choosing Sass, and it was quite a common theme how they all said she naturally steps in and helps, but she offers it in a way that a coach would offer it, but she offers it with support. And it's not being told, it's kind of, have you thought about this? What about this option? If you're not sure, go and talk to Broomy about that. That she ticked all the boxes that a captain would tick without knowing she ticks them, I think, at times. And like I say, the experience that she has in the game anyway, and the levels she's played, and her skill set, she's a top-class cricketer, Saskia, top-class cricketer. It was basically a no-brainer, really.
Sounds like a fabulous choice, Broomy. In terms of the rest of the squad, obviously you've been working with a slightly larger group over the winter, which I guess has led to some tough decisions for you, because you've thinned the group down to this final squad of 20. I guess, silly question, but I guess you're pleased with how that's all come together. Some familiar faces, some new faces. Talk us through it.
Yeah. I mean, selection is always going to be the hardest part of a head coach role. Having to tell players they're not going to be involved, on a match day is tough, but having to tell players they're not going to be involved moving forward, I don't find it easy. No. I don't find it easy, but this is elite sport, this is an elite environment, and there is a vision that we have on where we want Middlesex cricket to go. And you can't have a squad of 23 players, because you can't offer the opportunity to the players within the team that gives them enough time to showcase their skills and talent where they warrant selection moving forward. So we've let 3 cricketers go, and I wish them the absolute best in the world, because they were tough decisions on those 3 players. But we felt, for the journey that we're taking, for the stage in which they're at in their cricketing journeys as well, other options may have been a better choice. But we've gone down to a squad of 20. Unfortunately, Jenny Blofeld is injured and may not feature this year, which drops us down to 19. And then Tash Miles isn't around until the middle of June, because she's doing some World Cup stuff, international stuff with Hong Kong. So we actually have kind of a working squad of 18, which is a number that I'm happy with, that we can get the right amount of cricket into them.
Excellent, Broomy. We've kept in contact with you over the winter. We know the girls have been working extremely hard. They've upped the pace in what they're doing. They've upped their volume of training. They've upped their commitment, and they've bought in really well to what you're doing. I guess the next big test comes when we take on Essex at Chelmsford, obviously a side with Sunrisers that you were previously involved in. That fixture there, that'll be a good test of their abilities and where they are as a group. What are you hoping to get out of that game?
Yeah, I mean, as tests go, that'll be the toughest one they would have faced. But I think it's right that you know, these girls in this Middlesex squad, they've chosen to go on this journey, and they want to become professional cricketers. And what they need to start to experience is a game where there is a constant challenge, a constant threat, and a constant pressure, because that is what happens. You know, when you play the highest form of this game, there's no let-offs, there's no easy periods. You have to be going consistently all the way through. And what Essex will do is they'll come at them hard, but they'll come at them hard because they're also trying to fight for places, trying to fight for spots in that starting 11 in the Tier 1 environment. So it's a great opportunity for our girls to get to play a game together before we start our campaign, to get to see where they are from a skill set level. You know, they've done some training on grass at Merchant Taylors, which was superb, but it was also a bit of a leveller and a little bit of realisation grass is different to indoors. But it gets us the opportunity to see them in match environments. You know, you can see them train, but you can't create a game environment until you're playing a game. That's when you truly see how someone deals with pressure and constant threat, solves situations and looks to adapt. You see it in a game environment. So to have that opportunity to play against a team like Essex, who are, you know, most of those are champions. You know, they're coming off winning the championship. So they're going to be up for it. And they are a top-class side. Top class.
Probably be a nice one for you to win that one, I guess, given your alliances and time spent with most of those players.
It's not about the win, Fletch. It's about player development. But if I'm driving back down the motorway with a W under the belt, I'm not going to be complaining.
Broomy, not long then after that, only a week until we face Kent in our first competitive fixture, if you like, and that's in the Metro Bank One Day Cup. You've got two competitions you're in primarily as league formats, group stage formats, which will be the Metro Bank and the Vitality Blast, both mirroring obviously the men's competitions, and you've got the knockout as well, where of course we'll face Kent again. What are you hoping you'll get out of each of those competitions? Where do you see Middlesex strengths lying? Is it in the T20 format, the 50 over format? What's your view as head coach?
I mean, from a strengths perspective, it's a good squad that we've got, but their development, their biggest development is going to be experience and playing in environments. You know, we've got some new players in, Roshana, a little left arm spinner. You know, she's still at a stage where she's developing her game, but you can see the potential that she could bring. So she's going to play a lot of cricket this year, but her objective, from my point of view, isn't to go out and win me games of cricket. It's to go out to learn how to bowl left arm spin at different stages of the game, so that in two years' time, she is a frontline effective left arm spinner, because they're like gold dust. You've then got the likes of Saskia, Katie Wolf, Gaia, and these experienced cricketers from a Middlesex perspective, looking to now show that they can step up to the next level. Now they've got the opportunity to step up to the next level. I want to get out there and showcase my skills. So what Kent's going to do is provide us with a brilliant opportunity to go up against another top tier 2 side. You know, because they're going to be strong. They've had an influx of players that, you know, they've got a great coaching staff, and they're going to provide a proper challenge. You know, there's no easy games now. You know, the times where there might have been a day where Middlesex walked out and rolled someone over for 60 because they've had to play a few under 14s in their side because they haven't got numbers, well, that's gone. You know, it's now challenging cricket every single week. And that's the brilliant part about this year. This is a development year to give the girls the best idea about what it is to be a professional cricketer and play this level of cricket. So the fact they've already got 18 competitive games, you know, if they go through a season and lose them all, they're still playing 18 games. You then have a good run in the T20 Cup. That could be 20, 22, or you get to finals day. So that amount of games in itself is going to be a massive increase for them and provide so many opportunities for them. But also, it's going to show that I have to go hard and go strong consistently throughout the season. I can't have one good game and then sit back I've got to have a great game, analyse, debrief, and then go again and make my next game even better. So, yeah, the Essex game is a brilliant warm-up game for us because it's going to allow numbers to participate. But the Kent game is going to be their first proper competitive challenge that they will go out to try and win. Yeah, absolutely.
Outstanding. Well, look, Broomy, it sounds like you've got the bit between your teeth.
Yeah.
It genuinely
100%.
sounds, and recently spending time with the girls at our press day at Lord's, you can tell they're all buzzing for it. They're all up for the challenge. All I can say is all the very best of luck. We'll be along for the ride. We'll be catching up with you throughout the season. But very best of luck, mate. And thanks for joining us.
We can't thank you guys and Middlesex as a club enough for the support and dedication that has been given to the girls, you know, because I know they feel more valued now than they ever have done. But you can see that in the way that they're now turning up for training, you know, the way they're going about their training and their work, and their work ethic is off the chart. You know, the gym time they're putting in. We've got a back ball session today, and most of them have turned up an hour and a half early to get their gym time in, to then come in and have a proper back ball session. So it's the girls have been brilliant. The coaching staff I've had has been brilliant, but it's a collective. I think everything is being pulled together to make this the best journey possible, and you can see from all areas that it's worked so far. Now it's down to them to get out and put the performances in and show the developments to state where we're going to be.
Amazing. Broomy, thank you for your time. That reminds me I must go to the gym.
Yeah,
So,
it's just downstairs in the shower.
good luck, mate.
Lovely, mate. Thanks very much.